What's up, guys? Yugi Bros here with another speed duel replay. This time we got Gravekeepers versus Amazon, and because it won't show us the skills, the skill for Gravekeeper obviously is Tomb of the Pharaoh, and the skill for Amazon is the classic D draw, Destiny draw. So we're gonna start out here with Heirloom Sage. Seems good. Swing into Recruiter. We're gonna take. We should have taken 300 based off of Tomb of the Pharaoh. It's extra 200 there, but it's all good. This game, it doesn't really matter. So we'll pop his back row with Sage. Heirloom pops his monster. They are opening Twister. This is like the dark horse of the format build, but it's maining the Twisters. Kind of needs to right now with the meta, so Amazon heavy. So they'll have Assailant Swing. We'll flip Kunai. We won't do the defense mode. We'll just damage step, give it 500 to get over it. And at this point, it is basically game. So, going into the side deck, electing to go first still for Gravekeepers. The upside to Gravekeepers is it can go first and not really hate on itself. It has probably the best setup turn one outside of Amazon's opening the nut. So we start here with Sage. Sage is so good against everything in this format right now. Like if I had to see again, we should have taken 300, but we took the 2. Trust me, it's not going to be that big a hit, and you'll see why. So they're playing Chief instead of Oracle in this deck. See if we can get more like consistency going and stuff with it. So Kunai will switch to the defense here. You get more searches. Like, Chief just gives you more consistency on trying to OTK as fast as possible. Double Sage, though, this is a pain. So Windstorm's a Windstorm, so there we go. But, like, the main problem is just the amount of advantage that Sage by itself can field gives this deck such a high ceiling. So we're going to half-shot this Sage so it doesn't die and it keeps the boost from Kunai. We're moving back row over. Don't worry, it's not a big deal. There's no hashtag zones matter right now. We'll put a Heirloom on this one just to make it easier to see. And they Kunai that. So we played her on the Windstorm, and it sucks to suck, but now they're going to summon. Now, here we Windstorm, and originally I thought this was the smart play, but I realized afterward it is not. Should have saved it. The thing was, the one with Kunai is going to die regardless. And because they would have tacked one of them into the one with Kunai instead of Heirloom, then the one with Heirloom wouldn't have died. And that actually comes up later where the Windstorm would have been relevant to keep. But so Sage will pop Chief and the back row. And they'll Kunai, Chainmaster's attack. And they'll draw the second Twister. Pop the Village. That's real strong here, because now they can have both monsters attack the one with Heirloom and effectively get it off the field. The first time it doesn't die, but they'll take the damage. The second time it does die. And gets rid of it. So drawing the Swordswoman here doesn't really do anything for the Amazon player, but they'll have Chainmaster. So we're going to keep the Amazon. The theory here is we'll have them swinging for damage next turn. We'll use Destiny Draw skill and add Village so that our monster doesn't die and we're left top decking nothing. Because Destiny Draw in this deck, getting you one card if you have nothing else, doesn't do you anything. So the Onslaught, I don't know why they put Assailant here in defense mode. That's why I targeted afterward. I asked him why, and he had said he just wanted to play it safe, but I don't know what he was trying to play safe around, because it's not like, even if I had Sphere, which I'm not playing in this deck, like, it just goes to defense. It's the same result, and then you burn the Sphere. So we get the Village. We have it kill over Assailant. We draw the Windstorm. So now we're starting to build back up our defenses. They got the Windstorm here, but they're kind of like in a desperate situation where they had to burn that because they need to get over this card. So they're going to 1-1 this one, and Kunai's on the other one. So this will swing into a Windstorm. Again, if we still had that other Windstorm, it would be really good right now. So we'll summon Sage. The cool thing is Sage can bounce off here, and I'm sorry, Sage will just kill it because she's got the boost, but she also pops the other Kunai. Not that it needed it to, it was already in defense, but you might as well just have Swordswoman swing. So now we're kind of on the offensive here. Like, we have 600 life, but they both have a boost, and we kind of just have to go in at this point. So Gravekeepers will set up their classic T. We draw another Village, which will be dead. We'll have Sage swing. They got the Windstorm. That's fine. We were trying to push for damage. The upside is both are now in defense, so if they have enough to swing over life point wise, doesn't matter. We're in defense mode. They don't have Tomb, so they can't use Assailant's effect to switch. So they'll attack Sage. We'll replace it with Swordswoman in attack mode. It didn't really matter, I guess, unless they just wanted to not do damage. So they swing into the defensive one. We draw Heirloom. This deck draws everything it needs like right on cue. It's ridiculous. Like I don't know. This deck is so dumb. So we'll have the one with Heirloom swing in. They'll take the damage because it's Swordswoman, and then it dies. So once again, they're back on the defensive. Like they can't really deal with this field. Doesn't matter on their life points. You set the Windstorm. That's fine. Now we have even more defense. Recruiter roll. Not search because they're out. And at this point, it looks like it's all but over. They're going to Twister the Heirloom. I feel like they have to, because if they have any amount of hope, yeah, here's Rite of Spirit. Like, Heirloom would prevent everything. They would need 2 monsters minimum, and they're not getting that. So there's some of the Chief back, which is cute. Chief will get over that. They'll summon another Swordswoman. And then we draw a Kunai. So defense for days. We're going to switch to attack and pass because they'll take the damage. They're going to have Chief swing. And I believe we flip the Kunai just to make it stronger. Yep. So now we have game. She's at 22 and they have 2,200 life points. This is insane how this happens, right? So we swing. They have to have an out. They have to have Rite of Spirit or Kunai or something to just basically chump block it. So they have Rite of Spirit. So they'll bring back Assailant in defense mode just to take the hit. And now they're top decking. So they set 1 card. We draw Heirloom. We can't even activate it. So we're just going to try swing. And they have the Kunai. And what's crazy here, if you guys haven't noticed yet, is that we don't have cards left in the deck. Now they don't either, but we're left drawing first and we deck out before them. So we lose by the deck out. To be fair, we should have lost by Assailant not being in defense and just attacking directly. So I'm glad that they got the win anyway. But yeah, we lost just off the 1 different card deck out. And I just think it was insane. So, alright, Gravekeeper stacked the gauntlet here, game 3. We open Sage as classic Amazons do against any back row deck with the Heirloom. This time we don't forget how much damage we're supposed to take. So kills it, pops 2 with Sage's effect, so let's set a defense. We'll swing in again. We sided Trap Jammer in for this matchup. I've been playing Trap Jammer in Amazon instead of D-Spell just because Mirror Match and something like this, it just ends up being a lot more clutch. D-Spell's cute, but having 3 Twister and 3 Sage in the deck already is enough to like pop all the back row, so I just want something to like swing in. Double Sage, man, I tell you. Like, this deck's playing against a back row deck, opens all the Sage. Plays against the Blue Eyes, opens all the Swordswomen's. Like, you always open the card you need. Oh, so here we found out that Dueling Book has this glitch where you can't reactivate the skill in the field zone. So we put it there. Alright, so they're going to Twister Heirloom, which is really strong. We're going to Kunai. But we have another Heirloom, and we drew the 3rd, so we have Heirlooms for days. So we'll play around Windstorm here and have 1 Sage attack, and then we'll have this Sage pop this, because Tomb isn't doing anything. At that point, I think they should have Rite of Spirited preemptively, just knowing that one of those things isn't going to survive. So we Kunai. Yeah, they're playing catch up right now, and it's not looking good. So they're gonna Kunai this. So we keep playing around Windstorm, but that's fine. We keep burning the back row. So they're gonna Twister the 2nd Heirloom, but that's all they can do. So summon the 3rd Sage, because why not? We'll switch them all to attack mode. We'll set a back row. We could do the Heirloom, but we don't need it. We just have defense now at this point. We'll just swing, and yeah, that's it. So it sucks because I really wanted to show you guys Gravekeepers putting in the work against Amazon, and other than the fluke where it decks out against it, it actually can beat it normally. As you saw, Assailant should have just swung in for game there. It's a tempo deck. They're both tempo decks. Amazons have the strongest tempo, highest ceiling in the game currently. Gravekeepers, I feel, is the second strongest deck to give that a run for its money. Like, it can keep up tempo as long as you are literally fighting back and forth. But if they open the Sage early in Amazons, it's very hard for the deck to keep up, which makes sense. Like, you just have a monster, especially if you quibble with Kunai, you put a monster on the field that's a 19 beat stick and then also popping your back row every turn. That's ridiculous. It gets to a point where it's a little insane. If you put the heirloom on it, popping the monster, it makes it even worse. So it's definitely a force to be reckoned with. I really cannot wait for set 2. Hopefully set 2 shakes things up a lot, because as much as Amazons is a fun deck, it is very annoying that it is just blowing through everything else that is currently in the game. So, as always, guys, please comment, like, and subscribe. Check our Patreon out in the description. Please click our notification bell to get all of our latest updates. And please pray that set 2... Please pray we don't have to wait till set 3 for this game to get a massive shakeup. Please pray that set 2 gives the game the massive shakeup it desperately needs. Yugi Bros signing out. Peace.